Don't really ever hear pregnant ladies talking about this. Huge thighs, huge legs, a huge stomach. It started around week 7 and it lasted until week 21. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Lizzie. I am a mama of one who's about 20 months old. I can't keep track anymore. And I'm also 32 weeks pregnant with baby number 2, who happens to be a boy. And my first one was a girl. Don't know if I mentioned that, but that's what brings you to this video. I have now experienced 2 pregnancies, one with a girl and one with a boy, and I have noticed a few differences. I know that this might be different because everyone's pregnancy is different, but for me, I happen to notice very, very distinct symptoms with a girl versus being pregnant with a boy. So, I mean, they were totally different. They were like night and day. And I think that there's something to some of those old wives' tales. If you saw on my channel, I did a gender predictions like test prequel to before finding out to like the gender of the baby. And it turned out that a lot of those old wives' tales and myths were true. Like were leaning more towards me being pregnant with a boy. And then I happened to find out that I, in fact, was pregnant with a baby boy. So yeah, if you are curious to see what the differences are, stay tuned and keep watching. So the very first thing that I noticed, and this may go against the grain with what everybody says, but it's morning sickness. When I was pregnant with my girl, I had very little to no morning sickness. I might have felt queasy or gross about eating a certain food, but like that was the extent of it. I never threw up. I never was like extensively nauseous or anything like that. Like it was very mild, very chill. Now, being pregnant with my boy, I was deathly sick. I was so sick. I lost weight in my first trimester, not trying to, but because I was just throwing up, not eating very much. Everything I would eat was like super bland and very little bit, like a cracker, and even that would make me want to throw up. So I was just disgusted with everything, and that morning sickness lasted until about 21 weeks of pregnancy. It started around week 7 and it lasted until week 21. So it was a long, hellish time. Well into my second trimester, I was nauseous with that boy. So that's the first difference. Now, symptom number 2 that I noticed, and it's body hair. Now, I don't know if it's because when making a boy, you're producing testosterone or the baby's producing testosterone to like make himself or what, but I am so much hairier and my hair grows so much more with my boy pregnancy than ever with my girl. Like I have stomach hair, like, you know, like the little happy trail thing is there, and it's black hairs. They're not just like little peach fuzz. It's like disgusting. And then also I have chin hairs that I have to pluck like every other day because they're growing like twigs on my face. It's disgusting. Also my head hair. Like I did have a lot of postpartum hair loss with my girl. And as you can see, like this is the length that it's already like grown to. So, I mean, that's kind of long, like for being completely bald all the way back here. Like I had Nicolas Cage hair receding hairlines of baldness. And then ever since being pregnant with my boy, like I'm just having like huge hair sticking out everywhere because my hair is just growing like weeds. So that's the next symptom. With my girl, when I was pregnant with her, I didn't really notice a lot of, I mean, I noticed like, I guess my hair was more lush, but like in other areas of my body, especially like other areas, I never noticed the amount of hair growth that I'm noticing now. So take that with a grain of salt or however you will, but for me, that's just how the cookie crumbled. Difference number 3 is the hormone RELAXIN was so much crazier and intense with my girl pregnancy than it is now. And it could be because I'm a seasoned mama, but either way, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I had really bad sciatica pains that started almost instantly in my second trimester. And I had really bad SPD, which is like that horrible pelvic bone pain. If you've been pregnant and you're getting SPD, you know what I'm talking about. It was like crazy, right? And then also like my joints just felt looser. I knew that I couldn't walk at times because like it just felt like my hips were like gonna fall apart. Like it was just so weird and so painful. And I guess it was because of the hormone relaxin that kind of just like loosens up all your joints and gets you ready for like a delivery day when you're like gonna need to be nice and loose. And with my boy, I haven't had much sciatica at all, like the normal amount that I would normally have even pre-pregnancy, like sciatic pains if I sit too long or something like that, but nothing like shooting pains where I'm like just going limp at the knees like I was with my girl. So I don't know if the hormone relaxin is just not as prevalent in boy pregnancies, but that's what I noticed for me. Next is cravings. Now, with my girl, I was all about eating fruits. I was eating a ton of fruits actually, like strawberries, mangoes, like literally anything, like melons, like berries. It was just all so delicious. And like on that note, a lot of other sweet stuff too that I normally would not like. Like I remember in the very, very beginning in like first trimester, I was just craving donuts. Like, please give me donuts. Like just the maple bars, you know, those ones were like my thing. And like I'm not a sweet person. Like I don't like sweets, you know, so that was really weird. So with my girl, I noticed having a lot of sugar cravings. And with my boy, well, I've been eating like crap like this whole pregnancy, but like a ton of junk food, lots of salty things with a ton of preservatives, which I'm sure isn't great like for pregnancy, but like, you know, I'm doing what I can. And I'm giving myself grace. Once I finally got my appetite after the nausea like monster was gone, I just wanted to eat like chips and crackers and tacos and burgers and pizza and and I have been going for it, okay? So all the salty things, all the savory things, it just, oh, bacon, oh, everything just sounds so good too. Like my appetite has just like opened up a new world of food possibilities. Every day I wake up and I'm like, ooh, what am I gonna eat today? So definitely something different than what I've noticed the first go around, where I was really health conscious, eating really good, eating really healthy, craving healthy things. And now, pregnant with a boy, craving bad things. Next, the very biggest thing that I've noticed difference-wise is when I was pregnant with my girl, I had really bad acne. Like, never have I experienced acne before in my life. Like, I was really lucky, never really had it as a problem as a teen or anything like that. But with my girl, I would get like all these breakouts that actually left scars, like all along my chin line, like craters on my face, like a cheek, forehead ones for sure, like all in that T-zone. Like, it was just really bad. Like, I would get really bad breakouts, and they were really like big and deep, and like, so it wasn't like necessarily a ton of clusters, but just like one huge zit that was gonna grow legs. It was bad. And then with my boy, I have had like one pimple that was like maybe a hormonal pimple because it was early on in the pregnancy, and it was like on my chin, and then that was it. Then like I haven't had many breakouts since then. So I've been having really, really clear, glowy skin, and yes, I'm wearing makeup, but even on top of that, like you could tell like underneath the makeup, I don't have much of anything going on. So that pregnancy glow myth that they say that you have when you're pregnant with a boy happened to be true with me. So next on the list, and it is a big one because it is a big difference that I am noticing, is fetal movement. Now with my girl, she was a lot more tame and a lot more chill. When she would move, her movements felt big and, you know, bigger. She felt strong, but she just didn't move as often. This one, I'm not sure if he's ever asleep because he's always moving. He's always turning. He's always got the hiccups. Oh my God, he's got the hiccups like 17 times a day. Like, help me. I hate the feeling of the hiccups in your stomach. It feels so weird, and I can feel it. It's always like in the same-ish spot. He's head down, I'm almost positive, because that's where I feel the hiccups. And it feels like little vibrations, like little flicks, like this, on the inside of your stomach. So annoying. And it's in a rhythmic motion, like this, but for like minutes. And with my daughter, I think I might have noticed the hiccups like once or twice with her, but it was never like this often. This boy, he's always moving, he's always kicking, he's always hiccuping, he's always crying. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. And if you've noticed this while being pregnant, leave a comment down below, because I don't really ever hear pregnant ladies talking about this, but I have felt my son crying in the womb, which is so weird. It feels like, I guess like bubbles, like gassy bubbles, like the rhythmic vibration of a hiccup, but like a little more prolonged, and it's not in like a perfect pattern as like a hiccup is. But I felt my boy crying, and I'm like, oh my God, what does he have to cry about? What's so sad? What's going on in there? And I never either noticed with my daughter her crying in the womb, but it could have been too, because it was my first time being pregnant, and I didn't really know what to feel or what to expect. But yeah, movement. The very last difference, and this might be a touchy subject for some, but for me it's not, because our bodies are our bodies and they change throughout pregnancy. It's just a fact. But with my boy, I have been a lot bigger, and I was bigger to begin with. I was like 10 pounds heavier when I got pregnant with him than I was with my daughter, but it's still like the way I grew in that third trimester, for sure, like the one I'm in right now, is crazy. My legs are huge, they're ginormous. I've always had toothpick thighs and toothpick legs and like no butt, and like that's just my build, my body build. But with him, I'm noticing like huge thighs, huge legs, a huge stomach, like huge rounded up front and also everywhere, and like my arms just feel bigger. My face, it feels so full. Like I just feel like I have like a bloated face, bloated lips, like I just feel big, guys. Like I feel like a house. And even though my OB says like I'm gaining the right amount of weight, the baby's growing the right amount of size, like nothing to worry about in that department, I just know that I'm carrying a lot more water and in different places in my body, so I just feel big. And with my daughter, I was really little everywhere, just had a like cute little belly, but like besides the cute little bump, and I'll put in a picture if I could find one to compare, it was like with the boy, it's just like carrying everywhere, like weight, water weight everywhere. And with her, it was really just a cute little bump, and that's it. So, but besides that, I mean, there has been like everything that has been night and day about these pregnancies. I know they say that no two pregnancies are alike, and it doesn't have to do with gender, but I don't know, guys. I experienced it very differently with the two genders. So I hope this helps some of you out there, pregnant mamas trying to figure out what you're pregnant with. And if you guys want to join me on my journey throughout pregnancy, I'm going to be making lots of other videos related to pregnancy and hormones and all the fun stuff about postpartum that you don't want to miss. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. It would make my day, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Thanks.
You glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better.